Yes, Fiona, Lynch and Teresa Kearney from Bestbrook, but they're also from the Newry Young People's Partnership. Join us now on Destination Newry as we greet you around the planet. And you're very, very welcome.
Thank you. Thank
and
you.
We're here to talk about the weekend event where young people, up to 50 young people, are sitting out downtown in Newry to focus attention on homelessness. But tell me, first of all, what is the Newry Young People's Partnership?
Well, it's a partnership with the Trust and the Trust, Bernardo's and SALB and Neighbourhood Renewal. So it is, and it has several different workers. It's where there's social workers and there's outreach workers, and then there's ourselves, which would be community workers and education worker.
Right. And where do the young people come from, and how do you source them? And is it like a club where people come together to do things?
Well, the Young People's Partnership itself would have referrals from the social services.
Yes.
But Fiona and I are community-based, so we would be out in the communities and neighbourhood renewal areas. So it's really all the estates in Newry where we try and engage young people and get them back into doing stuff in their communities and be a part of their community. So.
Is that a difficult thing, Fiona? Are they reluctant to do that? Are they suspicious? Do you have to encourage them a lot?
We've been very lucky. We initially started our work in a detached way. We would go out into the streets and chat to young people that were hanging about.
Yeah.
And we've been really received very, very well. The young people have been very keen to get involved. They're very curious as to why you want to ask them questions about what they're interested in. And we found that it has been quite successful. We have been in plenty of estates and met with lots of young people.
You just bump into them and greet them. Isn't that what it's about? Talk and whatever.
Yeah.
And they're happy to engage. Yeah. How do you explain what you're doing to them? Say you meet me on the street, I'm a young person, and you're trying to tell me something. I say, hello, how are you doing? What are you doing here? It's nice to see you.
Yeah.
You're lovely, it's nice to talk to you. What do you say?
We would normally just approach them and introduce ourselves and say who we are, what we do, ask them what's going on in their area for them. Is there anything they're interested in getting involved in, or if we organised a night in their local centre, would they be interested in coming along? As it's maybe cold outside, do they want to move indoors? And we've been very lucky in that way.
Yeah.
We started doing, group work activities and youth groups, some physical activities, and then we even had some lads dropping in to our centre, our office base, and chatting about, what's going on in their lives, if they need a hand with anything, CVs or relationship advice, so
you're beginning to pick up on danger signs too.
Sometimes we would. Now, to date, we haven't had anything.
Not thankfully.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're well positioned to so do.
Very
so
much
you're
so,
you're another lifeline mechanism.
Very much so. We have a lot of resources in place, especially within Newry Young People's Partnership, that if there was any disclosures or anything that, made us aware of any situations, that we do have a very strong team, an experienced team to help that.
It's not the easiest job in the world. I'm sure you're enjoying it because it's what you're meant to do. But you could find an easier way to make a living. What's your motivation? What's your inspiration to do this work? Where's it come from? Both of you.
I suppose initially, me and Teresa actually knew each other before from taking part in youth groups ourselves when we were young. And we've both actually worked for quite similar organisations coming through our training. And it's actually the people that have been in charge of those organisations been very inspirational in the way that they deliver their programmes, and just you sort of aspire to be quite like them.
Weekend coming, it's going to be a sit-out, a homeless sit-out. Young people are going to go on the streets in their sleeping bags, their blankets, whatever, their tents or whatever. They're going to be there, staying out all night. 50 young people. Why are you featuring homelessness?
Well, I suppose the young people find that on a few different occasions that there's been a friend or cousins or whatever has been left homeless for the night, and it's saying that they weren't sure of what resources are out there, or it's a up and coming kind of issue, and that they wanted to raise awareness of it because they didn't know what services are out there for anybody. So they really wanted to raise that and say that there is services out there, and letting people know that they're out there. And the young people wanted to be doing something positive, and this is what's come out of it, really.
It's interesting that you say that homelessness is beginning to present as an issue in Newry for young people. And if a young people tonight is in Newry homeless, what is there for him or for her?
Well, they go to a gateway service, the social services. There's the gateway service and there's phone numbers. I
Okay.
don't actually have them on my.
No,
but
don't worry, don't
There's
worry,
a
don't worry.
gateway service, and they know where to go to. And there's
Yeah.
there's two designated homeless workers from the trust that is for the Newry area as well, and they would be in contact
Yeah.
with them too.
Are we maybe saying that there's enough of a mechanism in place
Yeah.
to make sure that no young person has to be homeless in
Yes.
Newry?
Yeah.
So we can deal with it at the present, as long as the community is aware of it as well.
Yeah, we found that the young people, that there would be sofa surfing. I don't know whether you're aware of the term of sofa surfing.
Never heard it in my life.
Well,
I
it's
kind of
where-
guess what it's about.
Yes,
Staying
where-
with each other.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
it's where young people would be staying in friends' houses, or and it would jump to friend over a period of time. So
Yeah.
it's saying that that's homelessness
It
as
is, of
well.
course.
It's not just seen as
It ain't a place
the
to
people
hang your
that's
hat.
sitting in the in a cardboard box. That's not all what it's
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
There is this mechanism of sofa surfing where they jump from ship to ship
Yeah.
and not having a fixed abode.
Yeah, that's debilitating in the extreme
Mm-hmm.
because there are no routes going down,
Yeah.
nowhere to put your books or your belongings or whatever else. And are issues presenting where young people are in some difficulty in the parental home, with their mums and dads? Are they leaving home? And
Well, through our relationship with the Simon community, we've found that they have told us that the majority of homelessness is from family breakdown, relationship breakdowns. So it stems mainly from relationship breakdowns. So.
Girls, are you moderately optimistic for the young people with whom you work in Newry?
Yes.
You are. It's not
Most
too
definitely,
bad.
Yeah. Now, the homelessness issue, we haven't really dealt with anyone. We've known of people, and people have made themselves aware. The majority of young people that we deal with are very easy to engage, and they're very willing, and, so
Yeah.
it's really, this idea came from young people,
Yeah.
and it's their
That's
their
wonderful.
event, that
Yeah.
we're just happening to facilitate that for them.
But you managed to get 50. 50's a lot.
It'll
That'd
be actually
great.
more because
Yeah.
Magnet young people are involved
That is
as
fantastic.
well. So.
Yeah, that is fantastic. And is there a contact? Where do people find you if they want to get involved in? If I'm a young person wanting to have some help or wanting to contribute, where do we find you?
We're based over in St Coleman's Park. It's just off the bottom of John Mitchell Place.
Yeah, the bottom. The Samaritans are at the
Just
bottom of
beside.
it.
2 doors up from the Samaritans.
So
there's
two
a yellow
doors.
door.
Yeah, and you're Newry Young People's Partnership.
Mhm.
Yeah, right. We wish you well.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to say? Don't let me cut you off.
No, just if anyone does see us out and about on Saturday, we're not collecting money, we're raising awareness, but we would welcome donations of non-perishable foods, so
Yeah.
your tinned foods, your pastas, your rices, and we're collecting those then to be distributed between the local homeless charities in Newry.
Hey, that's
so
good.
it's going to go back to the local people too. So
Yeah,
we're
we'll
helping
bring
them
you
out
some
a bit.
groceries on Saturday. I
Brilliant,
think that would be
thank you.
good. Listen, thank you for coming in.
Thank you very
And
much.
good luck. All the
Thank
very,
you.
very best to you, Fiona, Teresa. Go well, as our friends in Africa would say, go well, and have a wonderfully successful